Dear family,
Dear Mother,
Dear Mr. Pimbleton,
Journal entry 24 from the Bash Hide.
I hope this finds you well.
despite the rude dropping off of my recommendation letter by my first rival Killazol and his group, I have enjoyed my trip and meeting of friends at Armor Class.
You know I've never had any friends, so this is big.
his name is Bash. He doesn't have a last name, but that's okay. He doesn't really need one.
Next to some pressed flowers, the same color as a beautiful tiefling. Poem entitled, The Weird Feeling in My Gut.
We met a girl named Eliona. She's pretty, but she's angry.
It's a big world out here, and I hope to make many friends, connections, and see it all. Much love, Horrace.
With love, Eliona.
P.S. Make sure father doesn't find out about that last bit, though.
Good morning, students, and welcome back to another episode of Armor Class. My name is Derek, and I will be your headmaster. Last week, our heroes were posed with the decision of what class they would like to pursue at Armor Class School of Martial and Magical Arts. This week, we see them experience their first day of classes. Though eager to make a name for themselves, they soon find out that everything in Armor Class may not be exactly as it seems. But before we get into the episode, a few announcements. At the beginning of the episode, we played an edited snippet of some bonus content that is now available on our Patreon. The bonus content features letters home from Horrace to his family, Eliona to her mother, Ren's letter to Mr. Pimbleton, and some poetry by Bash himself. So if you're interested in experiencing more with these characters or just supporting the show, consider checking out our Patreon, where for just $5 a month, you'll have access to all of our bonus content. But if Patreon isn't for you and you would still like to support the show, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, leave us a rate, review, do all those wonderful, glorious social media things. Everything is much appreciated. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Please turn in your books to Chapter 4, the first term of Armor Class. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
4 of you have just gone to bed after arriving to Armor Class. You just picked up your class for the first time. Everybody has character sheets, finally, after a year and a half of planning.
Woo!
And
Character sheet!
Yeah, character
I'm a real
sheets.
player!
A real player.
Finally.
Finally,
No
everybody
longer a
knows who they
commoner.
are. Yeah, no longer a commoner. You guys have a level, each respectively in your own class. And so you wake up in your dorm,
So
each of you
Bash-
having your own room and a common room at the 25th level of your tower, of the Greenhorn Tower.
Bash has gotten up a little bit early to set up a beautiful machine, a sophisticated piece of orc technology, far beyond that of any modern thing that we have now. It's a round box with fire underneath it.
Oh, what? A round box?
Yes.
So a barrel?
Oh,
A
yes.
bowl?
You'd be correct. It's a barrel.
Okay.
So you take the barrel that's definitely a round box,
Okay.
copyrighted, and then you take this round barrel box and you put it over top of the fire and you put meat inside of it and smoke it.
Oh.
So with that 100 pounds of beef that I just have in my bag, I'm going to be smoking it.
The already smoked meat?
In our tower?
No.
It was cooked. I wasn't smoked, was it?
I don't think that I
Because
specified.
you did not specify that it was smoked.
Okay.
And I just had 100 pounds of cooked beef in my bag that I didn't want to rot.
So you're, just to clarify though, you're lighting a fire in the room
My
that
camp.
is yours of
Yes.
our tower.
Do we have windows?
I'm lighting a fire
Like,
in my camp.
Yeah,
we
I
have
assume
one
we have
window.
windows, right?
Each of you have a window.
He specified I have a window.
Yeah.
So I've run
There's
the
smoke
campfire pipe out
pouring
the
out of
window
it. So then, okay, I would say
to smoke my
Renduin,
meat.
Renduin wakes up in his room.
You definitely smell it.
The rest of
Yeah.
you are awoken by the smell of smoke that you know means nothing good.
Ren wakes up in his room and does like a stretch, and he goes to his window and he looks out and he thinks for a moment about right before he left, and that when he woke up and looked out his window and was like, man, I gotta get the hell out of here. And now he's looking out at Taron Ka, this view that I'm assuming is amazing from the 25th fucking floor.
Oh, it's beautiful. You see the third tier up more to your right, and then you see the lower two tiers sprawling out on your left out to the bay.
He just kind of
And
looks
port.
out, kind of soaks it in, and he's like, wow, I really got the hell out of there, huh? And then he immediately smells smoke. He's like, what the hell? And goes out to he's going to try to find where the smoke is coming from.
And you do. You walk out into your common room, and you see light traces of residual smoke, likely from, I don't even know exactly the setup you have going on. Light residual traces of smoke coming out from under Bash's door. He's got it piped, but there's
Probably not great.
it's in a
Ren-
closed
No,
environment.
it's definitely not great.
Ren pulls his robe over on him, you know what I mean? And he walks up and he knocks on Bash's door. Like, Bash? Just boo, 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 boo. You know, like, Bash,
Oh, hold on. Hold. Yep.
Bash.
My meat is indecent.
The door.
My meat is indecent.
My meat isn't ready. Hold on.
What?
I'm. Give me a second.
Bash.
I'm coming.
Horrace,
Oh.
the door.
Okay. Bash creaks the door open a tiny bit, and a little bit of smoke comes out of the top of the door. Hey, Red.
Hey, Bash, what, Bren's like trying to look in the crack, like past Bash. He's like, what you got? What are you doing in here? There's a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke coming out into the. Red's gonna try to push the door open a little bit. Just like, why don't you let me in? Don't let me in here.
I mean, all right, well. Bash slowly opens the door. Just get in real quick. He kind of grabs you and pulls you in.
Wait. So to clarify, your whole room is not made into a giant smoker, correct? This is why
Correct.
you need the door shut.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have an actual system. You're not just turning your room into a giant smoker.
No,
hot
no,
box
the
Okay.
whole room
I
is
just
not
wanted to be
hotboxed,
sure.
I
so
just wa-
Bash doesn't
I-
die.
I just wanted to be sure.
This is we
I
all
killed
go
Bash
right here.
episode 1.
Yeah.
Level 1, we just got our character sheets. We die of smoke inhalation.
Yeah. Carbon monoxide poisoning.
All right. So he lets you in.
So you see my barrel box
Bash.
that is rigged up over my little campfire. Underneath the barrel box is my one kettle that I have, and
Bash.
I've rigged up a horrible smoking system to make myself beef jerky.
Oh no. We can't smoke out the tower. We can't light a fire. I mean, we're inside of a building.
I put a pipe on it. It's going out there.
But
At this
there's
point,
just
you have
plumes
another
of
knock on the
smoke
door.
in the room. Brendan's like coughing. He's like,
Bash. Horrace knocks
We
on the
gotta put
door.
it out.
Hey, you guys cooking in there?
Horrace,
Oh, I didn't close the door all the way. Oh,
Bash.
Hi.
Ren
I
opens
What's
the
stepped
going
right
door.
on,
behind him.
Horrace?
At my place where I'm from, when stuff is being cooked, you can just immediately like walk in. So I don't even like
Yeah.
I knock,
Just
and that's
go.
like a polite "I'm coming through," and I walk in, and I have my bread with me, and I just walk over.
Of course you do.
And I look at Bash and I go, "May I?"
I
Oh
mean,
my
yeah,
God.
Go right ahead.
Hold on, guys. They're gonna feed us here.
So like in everyone
but-
else's room, there's a bed and like a wardrobe / dresser sort of
Maybe a
thing.
desk.
Those are gone in Bash's room as they've become firewood and this horrible box barrel.
Oh,
and his
no.
tent is just set up in the corner
Bash.
with his sleep sack. And the bed is just kind of up against the wall. And it looks like he might have been punching it.
Horrace
Naturally.
has rye bread because Bash doesn't like sweet stuff, so he just rye bread, and he's gonna like hopefully bake it a little bit and get some of that smoky flavor up into it too, and that's gonna be for Bash.
Ren. I don't even know what to do.
Eliana walked in too, right?
I
right
walked
behind
in right
Horrace.
behind Horrace, yeah.
Ren turns and just looks at Eliana, just dumbfounded, and is like, "What? What do we do?"
Bash seems like lightly proud of
There's a
himself.
fi-
It seems it's
there's-
already too late, so we might as well just embrace it and enjoy it. I'm hungry, so.
I really like what you did with the place, Bash. This is great.
I was going for like a open room plan, you know?
Bash.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I like what I like that you set your tent up. It stinks still, but that's fine. But I don't think that they're gonna want us lighting fires inside of our rooms.
They don't need to
Or-
know.
There's smoke pouring out of his window. They are going to know. Ren goes to his room and gets dressed. He's like, they're gonna show up at our door, knocking and being like, "What's going on with all the smoke?"
Well, maybe just finish up what you're doing and put it out.
Yeah.
Bash has just been wearing a loincloth this entire
Oh
time.
my God.
Because you snuck in.
Classic Bash. Yeah.
And I decided that it'd be better for, the age of our characters if he wore a loincloth instead was just full nude.
Fair. Ren's like putting on his silken shirt, like buttoning the buttons. He's like tucking his ascot in, and he's like, "Well, they're expecting us in the commons room or whatever it was called for breakfast, in the cafeteria, and then we have to go to our first classes. So, I hope you guys are ready. I mean, I don't want to be late. First day, we don't want to give off like a bad impression. So come on,
Is that your first order as team lead?
I mean,
As party leader is to like hurry it up?
I wouldn't call it an order. I'm just saying,
A suggestion?
maybe
Rinwin's first bout with
maybe-
leadership.
maybe Bash should put some pants on. That's all I'm saying.
Bash
don't
looks
wa-
down at his tunic and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Listen,
Hold
your
on.
thighs are immaculate, but I don't think that they're gonna want them on full display down at the in the breakfast hall.
I'd
You
give
know?
you some of my clothes, but I don't think it'd work out very well.
they'd be so tight, so incredibly tight."
It would show
So
off
tight.
your almost filling out orc muscles.
They're getting there almost.
Okay. With that, I would say you hear an imaginary cook timer go off that says that your meat is ready.
Bash just takes a big whiff and his like ears perk up and he just knows when it's ready.
Yes.
Like, oh, my meat's done. Runs over, pulls out about 50 pounds of jerky after you prepare a 100-pound haunch and puts it all into his bag. Just tosses it in.
Wonderful. It goes in.
You hear a light rabbit squeak.
Ears
do.
pop out and I push
You
the
do.
rabbit back down.
Yep. Go back in. Stay in there. All right.
You have to hold on to that like
Yeah,
Yep.
that rabbit's going to be in there for a whole week.
We'll be eating jerky.
You're right.
Yeah, you're gonna have considerably less
Sorry,
jerky in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to do with.
Bash is just going to stop on the side of the sidewalk
On our
and just grab some grass and
It's
toss
gonna
it
be
in
a
the bag
different
too.
rabbit. This one's his like pet now.
He just picks grass and throws it in the
uses-
bag.
He uses the droppings for kindling.
Yep. He reaches in there.
He reaches in there, pulls some droppings out. For
Yeah,
kindling.
you saw around the fire that he had made just little rabbit pellets just scattered around the floor.
There's a little neat pile, I'd say,
Yeah. Yeah. But a couple rolled away.
in a tiny barrel box.
Well, Bash,
Yeah.
Smoked with rabbit poop.
What's up, buddy?
smells delicious in here. Just make sure the fire is put out before we head out of the. I just don't want our brand new abode burning down first day. Understandable?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Got
Totally support fire safety.
Isn't this whole
Cool.
thing made of like stone though? Or
I
is
mean,
it
I'm
walls.
sure that it could still
was.
burn.
The walls.
There's like wooden foundation.
Yeah,
They
the
use, like,
floor. The
beams.
floor is wood.
Well, if we burn this level down, they have to give us one lower. So
They have to put us in jail and kick us out of school if we burn this level down. So, I want to be a wizard before I go to jail.
Don't we
you're
all?
a wizard, Rennie.
Don't
So
we all?
We are going to jail though. That's like
I
part
would
of the plan.
assume at some point.
If you party
Okay.
well enough.
I would assume at some point we'll find ourselves in some kind of jail.
That sounds fun.
I mean,
I
look
don't know
at
what a
us.
jail is, but I like it.
Gonna be like a reflavored Lehman's tiny hut, and we're all just
Yeah.
in there being shamed in the town square.
Eliona, you ever been to jail?
No.
You do fine in jail.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure I would.
as you were figuring out your morning, you hear a bell come from the main school of armor class.
Oh, that's it.
Is
That's our
is time?
summons.
Okay. Bash
Come
puts out the
along.
fire.
We need a group name. We need a little name for our group.
You guys
the
have
fourth
one.
wall,
Got one.
remember?
Oh yeah, the fourth. I came up with that too. We're the fourth
You
wall.
did. It was really good.
Come along, the fourth wall.
What
we go.
order do we go in? Do we have a specific order we'll walk
Ren's
in?
trotting down the stairs.
Yeah,
so
you're leading, obviously.
I'm
That's
just
very
trotting down
you.
the stairs.
I'll just go behind him.
Bash
Alright.
is at the back until combat happens, and then we flip around the opposite.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Ren normally leads the party around when we're just hanging out, walking around. But then as soon as combat happens, Ren magically disappears behind Bash, and
Yeah.
everyone else does too.
As soon as there's any sign of danger, Ren is like gone, and then he's just all of a sudden 10 feet behind Bash. Like, you got it, buddy.
I'm like
Oh, you
5
big
feet
guy.
in front of you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Fantastic.
We trot down the tons of stairs.
Yes, 25 floors of stairs.
Ren is
and,
going to have nice calves before this is over.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wonderful calves.
You make your way down the stairs, through the halls, around the school, into the dining hall where everybody is gathered for breakfast. You guys are a little late, not too bad. It took about 5 to 10 minutes to get there. And you guys roll in, and all the tables, there's like 5 chairs at every table. They're circular tables. People usually eat with their party. These are like their home circles. And you guys see that there is a long table around both sides of the dining hall full of food, like pretty much everything you can think of, just like full of delicious breakfast foods, pancakes, waffles, muffins, bacon, sausage, eggs, all the good stuff.
I take one of everything, but a few eggs just to compare to mine from my hometown.
All right. Okay. A little bit of everything.
Ren walks up and looks over everything and takes his single croissant and then gets a cup of coffee and
Yep.
walks to the table and sits down. And he sits, he's doing like the hands behind his head, one knee on his leg, like leaning back in his chair. He's just soaking in the whole room. He's looking at everybody, just kind of getting a real feel of what's going on.
All right. Great. Bash, you doing anything specific?
Bash walks up to this absolute buffet of food, another sight that he's never seen before, and looks at everybody just grabbing stuff, and then just kind of scoops a bunch of food into his arms, and then walks over to the table and kind of plops it all on the table next to Ren.
Okay. You have a couple bowls of stuff. You have
No bowls. No utensils, no bowls.
No.
He just kind of grabs the food and swaddles
Well,
it.
the food is in bowls. Like
Oh,
it's in
okay.
serving dishes.
Eliana's
Okay, he
standing
just
there with her
stacks
mouth
them
dropped
and
open,
carries a
Yeah.
bunch.
staring
As
at
many that he can fit into his arms comfortably.
All right. Eliana, what'd you get?
I'm just gonna go over and grab a normal plate of food with like
Just
bacon,
normal sized.
eggs, croissant,
Yeah.
some coffee, and go sit down and
Wonderful.
kind of side eye Bash with all his food. And why does he
Got
eat
him.
so much food?
Bash
Well,
is
you
just
know.
gnawing
He's
into a leg,
He's
and
gonna
he
be a
like
full orc
looks.
soon. He needs.
He sees the look that you give him, and he's like, "You want some?"
Sure.
All right. He rips off a leg of something, and hands it to you.
You know, if anyone else wants anything that Bash took, we could make them give us money for it or trade for something. Because, now we have the commodity.
You're talking about the other students because he took the whole serving dish.
Yeah,
Yes,
I feel
exactly.
like we
You
would
should
also
keep the
get
bowls,
in trouble
though.
for that. I feel like you guys have a lot of really good ideas, but you are forgetting we are in an institution run by people that will reprimand us if we do things.
Yes, but this is a school for adventure, so we should be adventurous.
Yeah, I figure there's some leniency here.
I
Some of
guess
the things
maybe.
done,
So
not
is
crime,
an
but-
institution like another name for the party? Is that
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a big party with a lot of really serious people.
Were those the performers from yesterday?
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah,
kind
they
of.
were pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. So as you guys enjoy your meal, Karator stands back up, comes out onto the podium stage, and he announces, he says, "Hello, students. Good morning. I hope you found your accommodations to your liking."
Pretty good. Really appreciate the room.
I mean, there's a lot
Good
of
view.
stairs, but
It's all right.
It's only like
I'm just
300
joking.
or so.
You guys are
I
just
have a bigger
talking.
room.
He's addressing
Nice.
the whole school.
Yeah.
We're just chatting amongst ourselves.
He's like, it's some of the older students up toward the front are like nodding to him and saying, he says, "I hope that you all begin this year with a dedication and determination for learning and growth. You will now be able to claim your class schedules from your staff sponsor."
oh yeah, that was the guy that we picked. That
Aster,
was Aster, yeah.
he knows Eliana.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
knew my
Eliana's
father.
father. Okay, well, I guess we got to go to him to figure out where we're going.
Do we see him around or do we have to go find him?
All the teachers are up at the stage podium area
Ren
with stacks of papers.
gets up and does a little flourish as he pushes his chair in, and he kind of straightens out his shirt and whatnot, and he says, "All right, well, let's go figure out our classes." And he starts to walk up to the teachers.
So Professor Astor stands there.
Renwin walks up and gives him a bow, and is like, "Good morning.
He says, "Good morning. Welcome. I'm glad you guys made it okay. I
the
hope you
fourth
enjoyed
wall
your night."
reporting for duty."
Excellent. I have your schedules here. And he hands you each a piece of paper. And then he says, "Please report to Professor Pira for armor and weaponry class at 9 o'clock. She will be in the training grounds."
Hey, Ren.
Yeah.
The weird skin, paper.
Yeah.
It's telling me all these different days.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, you guys use the moon, don't you? We'll go over
Yeah.
the week here, but we go off based off of the sun.
Okay.
And we have 7 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
There's 5 listed there because we get Saturday and Sundays off, presumably, like any other, school, but
So, like, you've got 4 weeks in a moon then? So it's always, 28 days for every...
no, it's not. You'd think it would be, but it's not. We'll talk about it. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Just keep
all
following
right.
Ren. We'll just grab you when we need you, Bash.
We'll get
Oh.
get you to where you
Well,
need
I can
to
work
go.
with that. And he
Yeah.
crumbles up the paper and just shoves it in his pocket.
All right.
All
Ren
right. So
folds his neatly and puts it in his pocket.
wonderful. So you have your schedules, and it is about, we'll say, 8:30 in the morning, and your first class starts at 9.
All right. Well,
Should we go early? Be a little punctual, or should we
Mhm.
be fashionably late?
I mean, we might as well go take a look, and if we can, just see what's going on over there. I guess. I've never held a weapon in my life, so this is worrying for
I've
my
only
first
ever
class.
held a
but
kitchen knife, so
oh,
You hold a weapon last week. Remember? I gave you my
yeah,
hatchet
yeah, that was the
for
first time.
that horrible apple wizard guy.
Yeah, that I did hold your axe. I didn't do anything with it. I just held it.
That's right. That's right.
I should say me and my siblings have fought with sticks before. I usually lost.
What did the sticks do? Why did you have to fight them?
It was like a bad wizard versus guild kind of thing, and I was always the bad wizard.
Mm,
I was the youngest, so
bad wizards.
We usually
Bad
fought
Wizard
over
Society.
food, like ravenous animals.
Yeah.
you will never have to do that if I'm
He's
around.
like, it was the best.
Eliona
was a
had a
real good
bow.
time.
Best
when we came
memories.
here, so
Yeah, did
yeah,
they
I've
confiscate
never really
your bow?
used it. Was it my mom didn't really want me to do a whole lot of fighting, so I really accompanied my father a lot on things, but didn't really fight ever.
mm,
But I have the bow.
Yeah, remember we did determine that the bow is currently in a broken state.
Yeah. I won't. Yeah, I can't use it, but
I'm sure somebody
I'd like
will
to learn.
be able to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
well, I guess we head to the trading yard then.
All right, you go to the training yard. As you make your way through the school, it is basically a maze. You guys aren't really aware of where you're going, but there's something to look at everywhere. It is beautifully maintained. Colors dance through the stone walls, tapestries, paintings, statues. There's all kinds of things that catch your eye. You know you're on a time frame. So as you walk and you finally make your way out down the side stairs of the right side of the school, where there is almost like a paddock. There are a few rows of bleachers for other students to sit on when like a specific student is working on something on their own. And then there are walls of weapons. It's a dirt ground. There are training dummies, and there's weapons as far as the eye can see, and then stacks of armor, displays, armor stands, all that jazz.
A lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, is there anybody
Anything
around?
you can imagine. Nope, not yet. People are gonna trickle in. It's about 8:45. It's getting close.
I feel like we'd get in trouble if we really touched any of it before it started.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. Although
But
the
it's-
urge to do so.
It's really strong.
So you guys are standing here. Students are beginning to trickle in. You guys are taking in all the weaponry and armor. And from a door on the opposite side of the paddock comes Professor Pyrrha. Out comes a woman who is a wood elf. She is 5'8" and 142 pounds. Anyway, this is Professor Pyrrha. For those listening, she is a fighter, a Psy warrior wood elf. And if you are subscribed to the Patreon, you can pull up her character sheet and take a look at it and follow along.
Do it.
So this is who you see walk in. And she's waiting for all the rest of the students to come in. You're with a large portion of the greenhorns that just started, because this is the first class everybody takes. But it happens a couple times this week for everybody. So the people who have it on Tuesdays. All right, do you guys say anything, or you just waiting for everything to start? Saying anything to each other?
I just tell her good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. We'll get started here shortly.
I'm kind of nervous, guys.
Why?
I mean, I don't know. She's gonna expect me to like wing something, probably, right?
Well, you're here to learn, so
Well,
that
yeah,
in
but I don't want to
mind.
look like a buffoon.
Well, I mean, this is probably the first time a lot of people here have held a weapon.
you're not
I
going to be
imagine,
the only
so.
one.
I hope so.
Redirect it to being excited. To not look like a buffoon eventually.
Yeah, you're Renduin Locke. You got this.
I am Renduin Locke.
I guess.
Trying to hype you up to not fail might not be a good thing, but
You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, Garmalaxion, master of the arcane, what is the hardest part about being the most badass and handsome wizard in all the 9 realms? Well, I'll level with you. It's the legs. I spend all this time and all my components casting wicked, sick spells at some fools, and their stupid little legs hop right out of the way of my lightning or some shit, and it really tussles my toadstools, you know? But luckily for you, if you're a sick magic slinging hunk like me, I've found the answer for our conundrums. I've ordered some lovely prints from oakenthornartistry.com and adorned my walls and all of my lair with some of the most breathtaking prints of hand-painted work from one of the most renowned artists in all the land. And now these silly scrubs are so busy gawking at this luxurious, high-quality, one-of-a-kind finished pieces of quality art, they don't even notice when I slither my little body behind them and blast them into the worm dimension. Now, you may be thinking, but I don't need any art for my walls. And I say, you fool! Not only does oakenthornartistry.com have wonderful framed canvases or poster-style prints, they also have high-quality enamel mugs for you to sip your devious potions from. Exquisite. So, if you're a US-based trickster looking to stop adventurers in their tracks with some amazing-looking art on your boring, dinky walls, or maybe a mug to get for that special sorcerer down at the local tavern, wink wonk, then click the link in the description and discover magic in art at Oakenthorn Artistry. That's all.
With that, everybody enters into the class, and she says, right, everybody, if you'll have a seat, you can sit on the ground or in the bleachers. We will get started.
Bash walks up and just sits cross-legged right in front of her on the ground.
Ready to learn.
Ren looks at
Hello.
the ground and just kind of like kneels. He's not
Okay.
like resting his body. He's like sitting on his feet, basically.
Yeah.
You can now see Bash is secretly excited for axe time. And-
Looks all the weapons.
And he leans over and whispers, I'm secretly excited for axe time.
I can tell. I feel like you're gonna be good at this. I feel like this is kind of like, your bread and butter here.
Do you think we have to fight any of the other, the humans back there?
I mean, we probably don't have to fight them. We might have to spar with them eventually, which is kind of like fighting, but not trying to kill them.
Like
Oh.
practice fighting.
it's like
Oh, no.
train fighting.
Yeah.
Not killing?
To where
Yeah.
you make
Oh.
sure that when you go and do it, you don't die. So you prepare yourself first.
Oh,
Yeah.
that seems smart.
All right, so she says, welcome, class, to Introduction to Armor and Weaponry. It's a basic skill of adventuring, but arguably the most important. Today, we are talking about armor, your second most important tool for survival. As you venture into the world and encounter dangerous foes, you will need to be able to defend yourself from physical attacks, and that is where armor comes in. Armor has been used for centuries to protect soldiers and warriors in battle, from the earliest leather and chainmail armor to the advanced plate armor of the medieval period. Armor has undergone many changes over time. However, the basic principle remains the same: to protect the wearer from injury by absorbing or deflecting blows. In this class, we will explore the different types of armor available to adventurers, including leather, chainmail, plate, and magical armors. We will discuss the strengths and weaknesses of each type of armor and the situations in which they are most effective. We will also cover the importance of proper maintenance and care for your armor, as well as the cost and availability of different types of armor. But armor is not just about protection. It can also affect your mobility, agility, and overall combat effectiveness. A heavy suit of plate armor may offer excellent protection, but it can also be cumbersome and restrict your movement. On the other hand, lighter armors such as leather or chainmail can provide greater mobility and allow you to move quickly and fluidly in combat. So get ready to learn about the art of armor and discover the protection that will aid you in your adventures. Then she takes you guys over to some of the different types of armor, and you see them all there.
I'm going for light armor for sure.
Light armor?
Ren's just watching. He has no idea. He's just
No idea.
looking at.
I
all
feel
this
like you'd be a
armor.
light armor guy
Probably.
to begin with.
She says, everybody pick something. Try it on. We have multiples. See how it looks.
I'm gonna put on leather armor, but I also, as you can cut this out if you want, but I have like a really cool thing written up of like I have an heirloom leather armor that I really like the look of, that I kind of like made a description for. So I might ask, is it okay if we can get our own armor if we have like family heirloom armors?
Once you have passed this class, you will be able to wear whatever armor suits you, once you have a base understanding of the use cases and care of your armor.
Or is this going to walk towards leather armor and put it on?
Ren puts on a chainmail shirt. It's very long and
It's pretty heavy on you.
yeah, he can tell he's kind of struggling to wear it, but he's like, huh, shiny, kind of nice, you know?
I imagine Bash tries to stray straight toward the weapons.
Who would go for a shiny
Yep.
thing?
Bash does the Goldilocks technique. He walks to the plate mail, picks it up, drops it. Walks over to the leather, picks it up, drops it. Looks at his little blue handkerchief that Ren gave him, and just ties it around his neck. That'll do. And then walks over to the weapons.
You might have to pick something.
Horrace
I mean, as
originally
a
picked up human-sized armor, and it just completely envelops him, and he goes, oh, oops.
my character class is a barbarian,
Yes,
which specifically does not wear armor
correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
because they just take the damage.
Yep.
I mean, I'm pretty sure wizards also can't wear armor.
I think
Pretty
I think
much.
light armor, maybe. Like
Unless
leather.
you're a specific class that can.
Yeah.
Blade Singer.
She says, okay, you have chosen not to wear armor.
Yeah, I feel better with this handkerchief.
It's the power of friendship.
It's nice. It's nice. It looks good on you. You look like, remember, the point is to understand when armor is good and when it's not.
None of them felt good to me.
Understood. Well, you look like you, a forest faring, a roughing it kind of type.
Yeah, I did come from the forest.
She says, you go grab a bow staff.
I found him under a bush.
All right.
A bush?
Well, it was my bush, but yeah. It was a big eagle
She-
bush.
She makes like a smirk, like she's stifling a laugh.
He has a magnificent bush in
What?
back.
I don't get it.
And Bash walks off and grabs the
It's a
quarterstaff.
nice bush. I don't know what's funny about my excellently maintained bush. I don't.
It's very manicured.
Yeah, I mean,
She says, go grab a staff.
okay. And Ren walks.
And then
Ren
laughs
takes
as you
off
walk
the
away.
chainmail shirt because
This is what the people tuned in
He
for.
tries
Can't
to
walk
walk
in it.
with it, and it's just like too heavy. And he just looks at her and he goes, "Shh," as it like all jingles. This is like pulling it off, and he just kind of like sets it on the rack, and then he runs after Bat.
She looks at you and she adds, you look fairly frail, not quite as rugged as your friend. Are you sure?
Well, see, my plan was that my armor was gonna be Bash.
Oh, yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
just
look at, I mean,
stand in
except
front
for
of
when
Ren
Bash
when
is
things
not
try to hit him.
around.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty shifty. Pretty good at moving around.
Yeah.
And I kind of planned on doing that and just kind of hiding behind my big tough orc friend here. And I slap Bash on the back, and it's like a meaty, like, thud. You know,
Yeah.
you can tell he's just dense.
Just stings your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see Bash gets like a little smile, and you see like a little blush because you called him orc friend and not half orc friend.
He's my orc friend.
He's like,
That's
yeah,
so
that's
wholesome.
me, orc friend.
Orc friend.
This is my orc friend right here.
All right, so you guys wander off to get your bow staffs, and she says, "Now, as the rest of you have chosen your armor, then you may retrieve a bow staff as well. Then you can come over here to the training dummies, and what you will do is you will try to hit the dummy and defend against its own attack."
Attacking dummies?
Mm-hmm.
We already faced one of those in the woods, remember? He had a bunch of apples.
Oh yeah, that dummy.
Yeah.
So rude.
All right, we'll take each in 10. Who would like to go first?
All right. Ren steps up. It's like, all right, I guess I'll give it a go.
Bash gives you a pat on the back.
It jolts him forward a little
Sends
bit.
you
Like the
forward.
shock is like, and he's like, all right.
You got
She-
this, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. What is your name?
Ren to unlock.
Renduin Locke. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is the training dummy. This is where we will learn the basics of combat. She gestures, she looks out to the rest of the class. As you can see, this young man has chosen not to put on armor. He told me that his plan was to let his friend be his armor. Might
Bash steps
be.
forward.
Nope. She says, back in line. She
Bash-
says, you might
Bash is like,
find.
"Well,
Oh.
oh, okay.
Horrace just grabs him by like, he's like, "Come on, Bash."
Yep. She says, you might find it might be rather difficult to employ that strategy in single combat.
I guess I didn't really think that one through, huh?
That's why I said it's only effective when Bash is right with you. But
Well,
But
I mean, he is
If
right there.
lessons
Fuck
are to
with
be
it.
learned, that is why you are at school. Roll an attack roll.
Oh,
just-
God.
Get ready. She shows you briefly how to hold it. She gets you in an attack stance with a bow staff.
I thought she was just gonna beat the shit out of him. Get ready, here I come.
That would have been so funny.
She says, go ahead and make your attack.
Ren sheepishly looks at everybody in the crowd, and then he looks at his friends, his new friend group, the fourth wall, and he thinks, I can't let these people down. This is my first test.
you could do it, Ren.
And he swings with all his might with this quarterstaff at this dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
He just whiffs it. Just
Yep. No,
he's-
no. As you as you swing with all your might, all of it, you come down and you feel so confident in it. You feel like this was truly convicted attack. You couldn't let these people down, and somewhat slowly, not super slowly, but somewhat slowly, the training dummy raises his mechanical arm and just very simply moves his bow staff into the way of Ren's and just blocks it where it stands, and then does a quick little parry and then like counters its own stance.
Ren stumbles a little bit as he's parried. He's like, "Oh,
Rin, look out, they move. I didn't think they
I-
could move.
I also didn't think that they could move."
They're sentient.
Bash is
I
like
really thought
on
they
the
were
edge of
wood.
his seat watching.
Ren's like nervously sweating.
Ah, well, maybe next time on that one. But like I said, you will have to land a hit on the dummy and parry its own attack, defend against its own attack. So now, ready yourself.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my God.
That's a natural 20.
This thing just wallops.
Oh my
Beat your
God.
ass.
Batch is about to go
Yeah.
charge tackle this thing.
That's a natural 20 right there.
Good Lord.
The fake eyes on the dummies get an anime glare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
They
absolutely
narrow
annoying.
Brows
and
furrow.
stare daggers at me.
As you look up into the face of this dummy in your first ever like attempt for real combat, like
Mhm.
of any kind,
Yeah.
I mean, you stood off with an apple wizard, but in this instance, you see you feel the fear of facing off with an enemy.
Oh God.
Okay,
Ren goes, "Oh."
so it
Gosh.
it does a twirl with the bow staff, wraps it around his body, and comes at you at a 3/4 side attack, and it swings down and collides hard with you right like where your shoulder is and knocks
Ooh.
you to the ground.
Ugh.
Prof-
Ren lets out a
Your
and he flops to the ground.
What?
your
Wait.
silk shirt that you put on this morning is soiled and dirty from the dusty
Oh
ground.
no.
This to you might be the most embarrassing thing that's
Yeah.
ever happened to you.
Ren's face is completely red. He's just laying on the ground, like he's like hurrying to get himself up and like dust himself off, but he's just as red as an apple, like just hot and embarrassed.
And it truly is so. It truly is so.
Mm-hmm.
So, Professor Pierce says, "So you see, class, it is always important to wear your armor whenever possible for whatever the needs may be, and not just simply rely on the friends around you, because sometimes they might not be there. Back up the line."
Ren is like, yeah. And he sets the quarterstaff down and it like slides and falls. So he like fumbles and picks it up and then he like runs and sits back down.
I couldn't have asked for that to go better. I'm not going to lie.
I could have.
Yeah, you definitely could have. But I did. I rolled that. That was a natural 20
it
right
wasn't
there.
that 20.
Horrace can telepathically like link to you guys, but he has no words he can say to you right now. He's just like, I don't know what to say.
Ren is just sitting and shaking.
Bash.
I just go and sit next to him.
Bash steps forward, clearly seething with rage.
Yes.
You hurt my friend.
I will avenge you, Ren.
Bash, you're up. She says, "All right, step up."
Bash, caught off guard,
Yeah.
runs forward.
Yes, I can see that. All right. Have you ever wielded a quarterstaff before?
Yeah, it's just a stick.
Okay. If that is the case, let's see what you've got.
Perfect.
Get it, Bash. Ren-
I'm a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Can I rage?
You can. Yeah, you can. You don't particularly know that you are raging, but
Bash
yes,
is
you can rage.
pissed. So he's about as raged as Bash has been.
Mechanically, I will say that you can rage, but story-wise, you do not know that you are tapping into something inside of you. Just for that clarification. Whereas some barbarians will feel very refined from the process of raging, you feel extremely chaotic.
Yeah, you just see Bash kind of bulge up a little bit and run forward and absolutely let loose on this almost inanimate object.
Yes.
And
Roll your attack.
as you do. An 11.
An 11 misses.
Perfect.
Oh.
Once again, in your rage, you swing hard. You swing very hard, and once again, this dummy moves almost slowly and perfectly blocks your attack. And then then parries it, and you bounce off.
Yeah, I imagine Bash just follows through with both hands, swinging fully, and then it just kind of adeptly pushes it out of the way.
Clunks into the ground.
Bash just hits the ground so hard. Sand flying in the air.
Yep, that's what happens. And so the Professor Pierce says, so you see, the training is quite important. You can see that the armor that is on the training dummy has protected it once more.
All
Now-
right, little dummy, come on. It's your turn, dummy. Come on. Hit me. Do it.
Now, all right, dummy rolls an attack. Oh, the dummy now proves itself a dummy, and as it launches, confused by your rageful vengeance attack, confuses itself, and as it swings to hit you, it comes around and it hits itself in the chest.
Oh, it's that kind of challenge. Okay.
Yeah, Bash, you got it.
You want to see who's tougher? I can do that. Bash picks up the staff and hits himself in the chest. Do you want me to roll to hit myself?
No, you could just do so.
Okay.
You could just do
Bash
so.
just bashes himself with his own
It
staff.
breaks the staff on his pure muscle chest.
And he's just trying to square up with his dummy because
Yeah.
Bash thinks that the dummy picked on his friend and
Yeah.
wants to defend him.
Fuming, you bash yourself in the chest. We could say you break the bow staff. That's fine. It's school materials. They're not top tier. So sure, you shatter it, and you're like feeling tough. And you're like, "Oh, I'll get you next time."
Yeah, what do you think about that, dummy? Yeah.
The dummy just stares at you, completely unfeeling.
Oh, your lack of anything makes me angrier.
She says, "Well, nice attempt. Back of the line, please."
Bash grumbles and walks up.
Horrace is going to pop up, walk up, grab part of the broken bow staff, and goes, "Oh, hey, thanks, Bash. This is me sized now."
Wonderful.
Walks up.
Bash walks up behind Rin. Let's add the dummy to the list of people we have to kill.
The dummy is definitely on the list. It's so far on the list, dude. It's on the list like 5 times.
Yeah, right next to Apple Wizard.
This is actually
Yeah.
really nerve-wracking because you two missed. So now it's like
Well, what are the odds of you missing too at that point?
very high.
Well, out of all 4 of us, one of us
Wow.
has to hit this dummy or we are fucked.
Gonna be Eliona.
So
For sure.
now,
Don't
Horrace.
put that pressure
She
on
says,
me.
"I see that you have chosen a light leather armor. We'll see how it protects you.
Hopefully very well.
Go ahead."
It-
4 to hit.
Oh
Four.
my God.
For the hit. That misses.
Ren
I
head,
don't know why I'm talking in an accent. That misses.
Ren face
Horrace
palms.
swings, and the quarter staff just sticks into the ground, and he like swings himself over top of it, like.
See, I imagine that you get this bout of overconfidence, and as you run toward it and swing to hit, because of your small stature, you thought you crossed a distance way further, and as you swing and you hit, the bow staff hits the ground a foot shy of the dummy.
I forgot to take into account Bash broke this.
Yep.
Can I go again? Can I grab a actual?
Nope.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
training dummy's turn.
Oh, okay.
Prepare yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Rin, she seems to really be enjoying this.
Yeah, I think that she takes too much enjoyment in this.
That is a 5 to hit.
Armor class of 12.
Nice. So the dummy comes around and swings down upon you as it moves forward to close the distance, and it basically just like comes down and taps your shoulder as like it like doesn't do anything. It looks like you're being knighted, and you get the sense that it was your stature took you just outside of its range of motion as a mechanical thing. So it just like very well. Well done.
Thank you.
You successfully defended against the dummy. Back of the line.
I walk by, and with my telepathy, I look at Eliana, and I'm like, "You got this."
Thanks.
Who is next?
Eliona is next.
All right.
Says that she-
Come on up. Let's see what you've got.
I like that Eliana speaks in the third person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eliana is next, and she steps forward with the
Eliana.
bow staff.
Just
No one
so
can see me,
determined.
so I just say it. No one can see me. I just pop up and say it.
I see you've chosen some armor as well.
Yeah, leather
Let's-
armor.
Wonderful. Let's see if it protects you. Go ahead with your attack.
I got a 4.
You
Everyone sucks
Wait,
here.
don't you have proficiency?
Yeah, I
With
do. I
Horrace
have.
Please.
do.
I don't think it's gonna help, but
I don't-
please.
I don't
It's got
think
an
it's gonna
AC
matter.
of over 10 for a dummy.
if she has proficiency, you
So I got a 6.
got a 6.
Damn.
That misses.
Of course it does.
So go ahead and tell us how you think you miss. Like what happens?
I go and try to swing it with both of my hands, and
Yeah.
I just swing right above its head.
Right above his head. You're just too high.
Yeah.
She says, well, looks like there is much learning to do amongst this group. Eliona, prepare yourself, for it's the trainer's turn.
All right.
Prepare to defend. That is a 9.
No, I have an 11.
9 doesn't hit.
Oh, I have 13. My bad.
Okay, great. That would be the armor. So, as the training dummy wheels around, ready to launch its counterattack, it does the same thing and whiffs right over your head.
Phew. That was very close.
So, you've done well in your defense, but much of you have much to learn in your weapons training. But we will get to that in that section. And all in all, that is why you are at school.
Can we just recap that Ren whiffed, got walloped, bashed, then whiffed, and then hit himself?
Yeah.
It
I
makes
whiffed,
sense.
and I didn't really take a hit so much as I'm just short and was out of reach, and then you whiffed.
No one here has any experience, so I guess it makes sense. Our first day of class, no one did very well.
Ren is still just holding his shoulder and shaking. He's like looking down at his shirt. It's
Yeah.
all ruined, and he's like, oh, my shirt.
I don't even know how to clean this.
I've never had to clean a shirt before.
Do you want me to help you, Red?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Would
right,
you like
so
some food? Make you feel better?
Yeah.
I hand Ren like a snack, like a handful of
He's
berries.
just
Yeah.
munching on a berry, just sadly, like,
The fourth wall is just in the back of the class sobbing to each
Yeah.
other. That stupid dummy.
that dummy sucks.
That dummy sucks. So
This
hard.
is-
We'll get it next time.
this is a perfect explanation of why you guys wanted the extra training
Yeah.
on the upcoming Saturday.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, we will be releasing the chemistry episode on the Patreon, which is where we sat down on a Saturday at Armor class and we tested how all these characters went well together. So if you're a Patreon member, you can jump in and you can listen to that here in some time, and we hope you enjoy that as well.
And if
It's
you're
a good
not,
one.
what are you waiting on?
It's a really good episode.
All right. So as you guys are sitting in the back of this classroom, nursing your emotional wounds and embarrassment, the rest of the class takes their turn, and they have marginally more success. There are a few people that do the same thing that you guys did, and a few people that make their hit and defend well. And you see other people feeling the same way, but the people that did make their hit, the students that did make their hit, are feeling, you can see them walking around with a complete air of superiority based on how the status quo has been set up.
Ren is avoiding all eye contact. He's just staring at the ground.
I lean into Ren and I'm like, none of them had the courage to go first. And I like lean into Bash and I'm like, none of them can do anything you can do either.
Yeah, you did break that
You,
thing on your
yeah,
chest.
yeah,
I
you're
mean,
strong. You just
I didn't see any of them take a hit from themselves. so-
right, and
Yeah,
you're very obviously the strongest one here. I mean,
Arguably,
look at
yeah,
your
the
arms.
strongest one in the room.
Aw, thanks, little buddy. Bash tussles Horrace's hair.
Yeah.
He
I just wanna
smiles
note-
about it.
I just want to note that I'm looking over at Jeremiah's notes right now, and it's just a sheet of paper, and at the top it says, "Kill the training dummy."
That's the only note I've taken so far.
We're making
Well,
a
no,
list.
I
On
took
this
notes
page.
on other stuff.
As you watch this happens, and you guys try to console each other and build each other up, Professor Pira finishes with the last student, and she says, "Well done, class. As you can see, there's much to learn here at this school, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of the opportunities to the fullest. So, to end our class today, I have your first assignment," and she hands each of you a piece of paper. You get your first assignment, and she says, "I will see you all Wednesday. Feel free to ask me any questions you might have about the proper applications and use cases for armor. And good luck on your first assignment at armor class?
Class sucks. Ren starts walking out.
She's
He's
behind
a little
you.
bitter.
Ren does not notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just holding his shoulder. He's like,
Right.
all right, I guess, where do we go next? And he pulls out the paper.
Next class, you guys have a 15-minute break, and then you are going to combat 101.
Oh, God.
Hopefully we don't have to try to hit anything this time.
If
Oh,
it's combat, then I think we might.
I feel like I got a good fill combat right there. I think I got my fill, but
Do we have any idea how far away this class is?
No.
Perfect.
It's not too far. Everything is within about a 10-minute walk.
How do we know how to get to these places?
You got to, well, you guys
We
got there
didn't get a
first, so there was
tour
no
or
following.
anything.
No.
So
It's just something that they assume that you will figure out.
It's part of the
It's part of the
weeding out of learning.
self-reliance.
There's just like cantrips.
You can
of, like,
assume that
dancing
you could
lights and
ask
stuff.
people, but no, there's no like signs. There's no anything like that.
well, Jeremiah has all of these thoughts.
Yes.
And then Bash looks at Ren and says, "Well, boss, where are we going?"
well,
well handled.
I guess we should probably go.
Ren, because
the
you are
classes.
the captain, you know that you've witnessed combat at armor class and where it took place.
Oh. Okay. Well, I've witnessed combat at armor class, and I know where it takes place.
Oh, okay.
Do you, Colin, remember where that was?
No.
It was in the amphitheater during the showcase.
Oh.
Which was
okay.
such a
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
episode.
Well, how far of a walk is that?
Oh, like 6 minutes.
Ren kind of takes a deep breath and
You
just
guys can literally just walk around the castle. You're already outside.
he just kind of is wiping his shirt. He's like, I guess we go to the amphitheater. I don't know. You guys are you guys ready?
Yeah. Can't get any worse, right?
I
Can
hope
only get
not.
better from here.
Can we go up from here? And Ren starts walking.
Well, I can't, but
Oh, no, you can. Bash picks up Horrace,
this is amazing.
lifts
Thank
him
you.
up into the air. See,
Still
look, you went
tall.
up.
Would you let me ride on your shoulders?
Oh, yeah, that sounds fun. Bash kind of pops him on your shoulders like a small child for a dad.
This is the greatest day of Horrace's life.
I would think that Horrace would be indignant to being made to feel small like that, but maybe I don't know Horrace that well yet.
He's okay if it's Bash. This is his party, so it's fine. Just
You,
this one moment he wants to know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colin Payne, though you may know me better as Ren here on Armor Class. I've interrupted this fine broadcast to pose to you a question. What is the sweetest sound in the world? Close your eyes and really try to imagine it. Maybe it's the breeze on the ocean, or a beautiful symphony. Perhaps even the voice of someone you hold very close to your heart. Touching, isn't it? It is. But it's wrong. Incorrect. Whatever you just thought of, it's not it, Chief. But don't you worry, my dear viewer, because I am here to tell you exactly what the sweetest sound in the world actually is. And that sound, my friends, is Uncommon Nonsense. The new comedy podcast hosted by yours truly, with conversations so soothingly chill and bits so blisteringly hot, it'll have you entranced by the quality banter between a charismatic host and energetic, interesting guest while it burns your feeble flesh down to the bone. The funny bone. So if you like the sounds you're hearing and you're sick of podcasts taking themselves too seriously, then Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne is the show for you. Trust me, I don't take anything too seriously. Not even this. The entire time I've been recording this ad, I've been playing a janky recreation of Flappy Bird. You guys remember that? The iPhone game? Taken off the App Store? Anyway, get your funky junk over to youtube.com/uncommoncolyt and subscribe. Or give us a listen on Spotify by searching Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne. Or clicking the link in the description. We upload new episodes every other Thursday, so we'll catch you then. Now back to Not This Ad. You really looked like you knew what you were doing with that quarterstaff, Eliona.
Not really, but I guess in a way, it feels right.
We'll have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to remember you're more akin to the hitting, huh?
It feels right.
Okay.
I've never done it before, but it feels right.
All right.
You guys doing anything else? Checking anything else out on your way?
I think we're just slowly still licking our wounds and trying to
Yeah.
pick up and have a more optimistic outlook. And all right, guys, let's we got to do better this next time.
Yeah, we got this, right? I mean, we'll be fine.
As we're walking along I'm assuming we're like just in the open campus.
Yeah.
Bash passes by a little bush and some grass and rips some out of the ground and some from the bush just casually and tosses it in his bag.
You hear
Little rabbit ears pop out of the bag and he
Yep.
kind of just shoves it back down in there.
no, stay.
Our little friend.
Yep. Haunch?
Yeah.
We're going to
it's
name him
Haunch.
Hunch.
Haunch.
You have to keep
He
him now.
did
You
name it
can't.
Haunch.
No, we.
You can't keep him now.
No.
Yeah, that was a different rabbit.
He's
We can
a-
totally find another one.
He's our mascot.
Yeah.
Tune
For-
in next week to see what
Yeah.
happens
What
to
happens
him.
to Haunch?
Don't do that, Bash.
Good lord.
How dare you.
Find out
Anyway.
the fate of Haunch on the Patreon. As you guys are rounding the back of the castle,
Just fatten him up.
taking in the grounds, you see where the forest backs up to the back of the school grounds. There's a couple bridges. You see a giant like marble building that is the you guys would know its architecture and its style as like the Pantheon. I'm sorry, the Parthenon. I always get those confused in my head. It looks like the Parthenon, and it is the you may not know this yet, but it is the armor class Pantheon, the house of the gods and the greater deities that have influence and interest in armor class and its students. You see that. You see the towers stretching up over the building, the dormitory towers. You see the sporting field that houses.
Is there still smoke coming out of the top of the
I
tower?
was
There's
gonna
not
ask
still
that
smoke
too.
coming out of
Okay.
the top of the tower.
Good.
It was put out successfully. Bash is aware of how to properly handle fire.
Just making sure.
That
Just
is one
thinks
of
it's
his
okay.
few skills that he has perfected over the
Yeah.
years.
All right. So then you round the school and you make it back to the amphitheater that you were at yesterday when you watched all the professors participate in their showcase, and you file into the amphitheater seating and make your way to the front row. And you see in the middle of the amphitheater is a armor-clad tiefling in shining plate armor. And her name, you saw her in the showcase, it's Professor Umalau. And she is a paladin.
Ren sits down definitely a lot less cockily, and is just kind of looking around, watching the people pour in, still trying to like avoid eye contact with anybody from the last class. He's like, well, hopefully this one goes a little better, guys. We got a whole lot of people. I just don't want everyone to think that we're like the armor class buffoons,
I feel like this one's going to be more of like a talk, maybe.
Maybe.
We're good more at the talky right now than we are the
Yeah, I'm
stabby or swingy
definitely
stuff.
better at the talking.
So as you settle in and everybody settles in around you, Professor Umalau gestures in, comes up to the rows where you guys are all seated, and begins their introduction. She says, "Good morning, adventurers. I hope you are all ready for an exciting and action-packed journey into the world of combat. Welcome to Combat 101, where we'll be delving into the art of battle and exploring the various strategies, techniques, and skills required to excel in the realm of adventuring. I am Professor Umalau, your guide on this thrilling expedition. With years of experience as a seasoned adventurer myself, I have faced formidable foes, conquered treacherous dungeons, and honed my combat skills in the crucible of real-world encounters. Now I have the pleasure of sharing my knowledge and expertise with each and every one of you. combat as a fundamental aspect of adventuring, and it requires not only physical prowess, but also mental acuity and strategic thinking. In this course, we will explore the essential elements of combat, ranging from basic weapon handling and defensive maneuvers to advanced combat tactics and group coordination. Throughout this term, we will delve into a wide array of topics. We will study the anatomy of a fight, understanding the different phases and how to adapt to changing circumstances. We will analyze various combat styles and weapon proficiencies, recognizing their strengths, weaknesses, and best applications. But it's not just about swinging swords and casting spells. Combat involves critical decision-making under pressure. We will explore the psychological aspects of combat, discussing fear, adrenaline, and how to maintain a clear mind amidst the chaos of battle. We will also focus on situational awareness and the importance of reading your opponent, seizing opportunities, and exploiting weaknesses. Furthermore, combat is not a solitary endeavor. It often requires seamless teamwork and coordination. We will explore the dynamics of group combat, emphasizing communication, tactics, and the creation of effective battle formations. You will learn how to work synergistically with your fellow adventurers, combining your individual strengths to overcome even the most formidable adversaries. Throughout the term, we will have a healthy mix of theoretical discussions, practical demonstrations, and hands-on training. You will have the opportunity to practice combat techniques, spar with your classmates, and engage in mock battles that simulate real-world scenarios. Who would like to test the mettle first?
Ren immediately looks at Bash.
Oh, metal? I've got some. Bash pulls out a hand axe from his satchel.
A volunteer. Wonderful. You and your party, step forth.
Oh, Ren gets up. He's like, "Gah."
Oh, Rin, you got us to go first. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Put his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, no
Just
problem,
glare at
Bash.
Ren.
That talk was starting to put me to sleep, so I'm glad we got up here.
Guys, we can't whiff again. We can't.
Yeah, I really hope that we don't.
We're
we don't do
together
that
now.
again.
We're a good team. We just need to prove it.
I guess we all walk up.
So, do we have like a general like strategy that we want to
Well,
go for?
Do
Any
our
bushes
best.
we should hide in?
You have 5 minutes to build a strategy before you face what lies before you.
Are we using our quarterstabs? Is that what? Are we using?
I have
What
no
are we doing?
idea.
Are we unarmed? I guess this is part of.
Well, I've got 4 different hatchets that I could distribute if we need to share.
I don't think that's gonna help me. I think. don't know.
Hatchets are pretty.
What do you think,
straightforward.
Ren? I feel like we
So-
should put Bash in front, but maybe
Yeah.
not use him as a shield per se.
Well, here's
He's very good at the hitting.
what we did last time, me and Bash. Let's see whatever comes out. I'll try to talk to it, maybe distract it a little bit, and at an opportune moment, you guys jump him, or it or them.
Yeah, Eliona did tackle that goblin that almost got away from us.
Yeah.
She did real good. Just immediate, just dash, and
Yeah,
we
And
can
I mean,
always.
you could
Send her
be
in.
thrown at somebody really easily.
I mean, I could. I don't.
That could be a good last resort if we need to do a halfling bomb and throw Horrace at somebody. It could be a really epic power move, you know?
I like that idea.
Yeah.
He's very
A honey
throwable.
bomb.
A honey bomb.
Okay.
I'll
Bowl
just-
him. Honey wheel and just
Okay.
bowl
So if
him.
we
But
need
as
to
a last resort, right?
as a last resort.
right?
But let's
Okay.
just see what comes out, and I'll try to get their attention, and then when their eyes are on me, you guys rush them.
All right, Ren, when you want me to throw Horus, just yell honey bomb,
Gotcha.
and I'll run to him and throw him.
Operation Honey Bomb.
I love that we have this as an established thing now. It's gonna be great when we get to
Eliona,
higher levels and I actually have
Whenever
things
it
I can
comes
hit
out,
with.
just imagine it's a minotaur.
Got it.
I
All
don't,
right.
Or the goblin. The goblin might be better.
I'll just
Ren-
imagine it's a threat to me, period.
Ren cracks his knuckles and then gives a big thumbs up to the teacher and is like, "We're ready."
Let's do this, guys.
Very well.
We are
Take-
unarmed, right?
You are
Fourth wall
unarmed.
gonna break
Well,
this.
Bash has
Except for
his,
Bash, yeah.
Bash has whatever. Did you draw your couple hand axes?
Yeah, I've got 2 of them out.
Which
If
ones
you
did
guys
you
didn't
choose?
want any,
I would
then,
maybe give one to Eliana.
Yeah, I can dual wield.
but I would choose my really sad stone axe because it's funny looking. And I'm going to choose the bone axe.
All right. These don't have any special properties. They're just
Mm.
flavored and
No,
aesthetic.
no, the bone pick is brittle, so if I roll a 1, it'll just fall to pieces.
Ooh.
And then the bone axe is just a normal stone hatchet.
Okay.
That's about it.
Wonderful.
I get into the widest stance possible to be a shield wall.
Renduin's just kind of standing in front with his arms on his hips, just kind of waiting.
Bash almost looks like a crab with how wide he's standing.
Horrace, being tiny, can occupy the same space as someone, so he's just right up there with Bash.
I'm trying to seem as big as possible for whatever appears to fight us, so that it just
Immediately gets
charges a
afraid.
Bash.
Okay. She says, take your formation.
I think we're good.
Bash crab walks back and forth.
All right. Crab walks back and forth.
I'm like
Yes.
your little tiny shadow just crab walking with you.
All right. So as you guys take your formation, Professor Umalao like gestures a bring it on kind of like come hither gesture to something that you do not see, and the under the balcony like cage door begins to open, and then from out of it comes it's a Indiana Jones style giant boulder coming right at all of you.
Oh, that thing does not talk.
Is that just a rock?
Move.
Yeah, I think that's just a rock.
You guys
Move.
have 3 seconds.
Move.
Ren
Everyone
dives out of
move.
the
Ren
way.
jumps
We dive out of the way.
Yeah,
the
Ren
rock.
dives out of the way.
All right, so as you dive out of the way, everybody make dexterity saving throws.
Oh man.
Rocks don't speak.
I mean, we don't have that language, but oh man. I'm dead. I'm flattened.
Ooh.
What'd you guys
I got a
get?
9.
Is there an
9.
initiative to this, or we just go whatever?
This is basically a reaction. You see this coming through. Yeah.
Perfect. I got a 20.
20,
I got an
Alright.
18.
18,
I got a
9.
6.
9, and 6. Okay. So, Bash and Ren, you guys are definitely able to dodge out of the way of this boulder,
Oh.
and Horrace and Eliana not quite quick enough to the jump.
I
You
like.
guys get tagged. So this is basically working like dodgeball. You guys have been taken out.
I
There's
couldn't
only
see
2 of
through
you
Bash.
Oh, God.
Good
We
luck.
misread the
So she says-
situation.
Oh,
Those who have been hit, please take your seat.
I thought this was a fight, not a dodge, not a dodge challenge.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to face off with a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a dodge challenge. We
My
faced a
plan-
Chevy.
I
This was like
planned
a
for
rock man.
fight.
Your
not for you
combat
can't
skills
throw a
and your
honey
party
wheeler.
dynamics will lead you through many different types of challenges. You must be prepared for them all.
Horace sighs and come on, Eliona. Let's go.
All
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Keep you guys on your toes.
Oh, gosh.
Armor
All right.
class is meant to challenge every preconceived perception that you might have had. Make you think outside the box.
So we're going to have to fight another rock?
I mean, he's making me think we're not.
Oh,
He's making me think it's going to be something else now.
all right.
Ren just stands
Should I
ready.
Should I stay in crab pose?
Yeah, I would say probably crab.
How
All right.
close are you guys together?
I would assume we're next to each other.
It's likely.
Yeah.
Bash in front of where the rock came from.
Ready to just catch it.
I did consider just standing there, but I don't know how big the rock is.
They got this, right? Right, Eliana?
They have to.
Is for the sake of initiative, you guys have a chance to prepare a next step.
We don't know what's coming at us. We go back to back.
Yeah, I say we go back to back, and if it's another, okay, we stand back to back.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a rock, then you yell, and we will dive to the right.
I yell rock.
Yeah. If I see a rock, I will yell rock, and we'll dive to the left. So if either one of us yells, then that's the side that we know. We will each dive to that side.
All right.
All right.
I like that.
We knuckle bump.
Yeah. Knuckle bump. Bap. Go back to back. Charlie's Angel style.
We're ready.
All right, back to back. As you guys prepare, you guys are prepared to be where you are. You have your axes, Bash. You are ready to take a reaction of some sort to react to what comes next. You hear a chant coming from the depths of the tunnel, and then the ground begins to rumble beneath your feet. And then erupting from it are a mass amount of weeds and vines coming up and trying to trail up your legs.
Run forward, Bash. Just sprint forward, and Ren starts running forward.
Each of you
Got it.
make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Would this be the spell Grasping Vines?
This is
This
entangle.
is rough.
Oh my
Entangle.
God.
This is a rough first day of school.
Oh
Get
my
your rabbit
God.
out. Make it start eating it.
I got a 10.
Just casting large on
Ren
the
got a
rabbit.
6.
Let me verify the DC here.
I believe we both fail.
I believe that you do.
My God.
Professor Umalau is calling upon the help of the druid Professor Aaron, who is a level 12, and casting entangle. And
Bash has horrible
Yes.
flashbacks to his childhood and the Arcadia Forest vines that would snatch you up from the trees.
God.
Yup. You do, in fact, both fail, and you are restrained by the plants. And the objective here would have been to make the saving throw, but you have both been tagged. And you are able to, she says, very well. You have made your attempt. Please take a seat.
I can't move.
It was kind of stuck in the...
Entangle fades away, and you see the vines around you fade to ashes.
All right. Well, I mean, we tried.
I guess.
Ren goes and sits down.
Let me know when you got something to actually fight, and we
Yeah.
go back to the bench.
Yeah.
Yep. Bash is like, this party sucks.
This is the lamest party I've ever been to.
So,
Ren, you want to go back and fight the Apple Wizard again?
I'm thinking we might have to go fight that apple wizard.
yeah, you guys had success on the road, and now things are tough. Professor Umalau turns to the class and says, as you can see, not everything or every situation that you walk into is exactly what you think it might be. It is important to learn to be adaptive and work together, because at any given moment, a situation can flip on its head.
Is she saying that there are rocks that are going to attack us anywhere in the school?
Just walking to a class and a random boulder starts rushing down the hallway.
Hope that's not what this whole school is. I'm gonna be on edge the
You
whole
guys,
time.
you guys, as you watch everybody else go through their trial, nobody faces the same thing. It's everything different, but it's all in a similar vein. Nobody has to fight anything. They have to be resourceful as a team. Nobody succeeds in this, and you get the sense by the end of it that the whole purpose of this first day is to challenge everything that you thought you were going to experience here and set a standard that there is more to adventuring than simply fighting or beating something down or overcoming a clear threat, because everybody loses. There's not a single team that wins in this challenge, which is what it's designed to do. As everybody takes their seat back down, everybody's looking discouraged, and Professor Umalau turns to you and says, you might be feeling discouraged, but trust me that by the end of this year, by the time you graduate, having completed 3 years of combat training, you will have all the tools necessary to handle any challenge that comes your way. Each and every one of you will be heroes. And then she takes out a stack of papers. This is your first assignment. Good luck. She hands it out, and then she dismisses you.
I mean, they really like giving out papers here.
Bash looks at the
This is
paper.
school.
They also like giving out beatings, apparently.
What's the paper say? It's just the assignment.
It's the assignment, yes.
Okay, so we're going to have lunch, right? As we get to the lunchroom and everybody kind of settles down, Ren doesn't have any food. He just doesn't eat a lot, but he's just kind of sitting and he lets out a loud sigh. He says, "All right, guys. Well, that was rough, but
The captain talk.
I think, I think we got the starts of a good team here. We've shown our strengths in different areas. And I think we'll be all right. It might have been a rough start, but I think the fourth wall is going places." And Ren puts his hand into the
And looks
table,
at the camera.
and he's like, "Fourth wall on 3, huh?"
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
And we all do the
We all do the
1,
hands
2,
in.
3, and then the fourth
Fourth
wall.
wall.
And everyone looks at us like we're fucking nuts.
Yeah, they
Bunch of
do.
losers.
Yep.
Horrace doesn't want to eat, but he dejectedly eats anyway.
Renduin looks at his notebook, and it says, it's like a book that he brought, and it says like the fundamentals of leading. And it says, and like in one of the chapters, it says
Yeah.
make sure like one of the fundamentals is morale stays high. And I was like, got it, and put it in the book and close the book and put
Maybe
check.
maybe we could check out the library later. Maybe it'll give us tips and tricks on
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
A
All right.
bash.
So we don't fail miserably in front of.
Bash unabashedly eats.
just scarfing food down.
Yeah.
He's got
No
that
Needs
shame.
his
anger.
strength.
The anger
Just-
hungers.
Yeah.
Just still eating the same that he did before.
Ren's just soaking it in, looking at his new team. We'll be fine.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
Ladies and gentlemen, that once again brings us to the end of another episode of Armor Class. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed making it. This week was a little tough on our heroes, so join us next week to see if they rise to the challenges unlike any they've faced before or crumble under the pressure. Stay tuned to the end for another Armor Class outtake. And remember, if you're enjoying the show and would like to support us, give us a rate and review, a like, follow, and subscribe. The social media things can seem silly, but they're incredibly important, and we appreciate everything you do to support the show. If you want to be a bigger part of what we do, consider checking out our Patreon, where you can join the Greenhorn tier for just $5 a month. Special thank you to everyone who has already interacted with us. We very much enjoy your support. And with that being said, I have nothing left for you. Don't forget to do your homework and stay out of detention. We'll see you next week.
Get home and kiss my dad on the lips. I'm in a rush.
Are you?
I'm gonna
are you
put
proud
that
of yourself
character
right
in
now?
here.
I gotta brush his hair.
I'm
Proud
right
of yourself
for
right
him.
now.
Big old forward.
I hope your
F-150.
dad listens.
Yeah.
His dad was on his podcast.
You and I both know that my dad doesn't listen.
Ever.
Never.
All right.
That was a,
He only
that was a
listens when I
wild-
kiss him on the lips.
Your dad probably hasn't even
Sorry.
noticed you're gone yet. He probably still thinks you're like in your room.
He hasn't come home.
Oh yeah.
He's been gone for months.
Yeah,
It'll
he
be
went
3
for
months
sick
before he knows I'm
to
gone.
come back.
I'll be in the next semester before he knows that I'm gone. I already have like spells He'll show up and be like, "Hey, where'd you go?" And I'll hit him with a firebolt. He'll die
Damn.
right then, right there.
No, I inherited
Campaign
it all.
over.
Oh.
What?
He's talking about. What did I name him?
Oh,
Bale.
Bale, yeah.
Bale and Endora.
Bale and
Bale
Endora
sounds too
Locke.
close to Dale.
Bale.
Bale Gribble, you're a horrible father.
Bale Gribble. Let me talk about the dang old merchant shit. Talk about the dang old trading. Talk about magic items. Talk about armor. Smudging. Tell you what. Talk about dang old. Oh wait, that's
That's
Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
Fuck.
That's
Hour.
Boomhauer.